Shalom. So this is James chapter 4, verse 7. It says, "Submit yourselves therefore to God. Submit to the knowledge of the Most High. Submit to the knowledge of the truth of yourself." It says, "Resist the devil and he will flee from you." Resist the narcissist and he will flee from you. She will flee from you. Now, the thing with this resistance is that when we think about resist, we think about running away from. And so a lot of people try to go the farthest end of the earth from a narcissist. Right? It says, resist the devil and he will flee from you. Now, let's just go to the book of Matthew chapter 4 for a moment. Matthew chapter 4. I'm just going to go straight to the point. Let's start at 10. Then saith Jesus unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him. Because what? You are now facing your experience from the standpoint of the spirit. You are not facing your experience as a personality, but as the true, genuine, real, authentic being that you are. They cannot face that. One thing they cannot stand is when truth is looking them in the eye. So you don't have to fight back carnally, but just by being in the truth of yourself, they cannot fight, they cannot face that. You become like a bulletproof to the narcissist. Right? Now, being in the truth of what you are contributes a lot to your healing process, contributes a lot to overcoming, the narcissistic behaviors against you, the smearing, and all of these things. Like I said, the openness to the truth of what you are, you have no desire to hold back anything, and that's where you find true healing, is when you can confess openly about your experience. You are pouring out everything that doesn't belong in this vessel. Right? So you're going to have to break the vessel, pour out what is inside, and then you put it back together, and then you pour into you the knowledge of the truth. It's like a purging process. I was speaking openly about every step of the way. I did not hold back. There's a part of the experience where you have this big butterfly. Well, I had this big butterfly all the way from, you can say, up here, all the way over into the stomach area. So you know what that means? The stomach is closed off. Right? So eating is very difficult, meaning the portion that I used to eat in the experience during that period of time, I was eating way less. So say for example, I would usually eat 6 bananas, a piece of pumpkin, a piece of yam, 2 slices of breadfruit. Guess what? Probably by eating 2 pieces of banana, my stomach is already full. I cannot take any more. But guess what? Not hiding that, speaking openly, in no time, I was freed. I did not take refuge into other people or anything like that. I take refuge in the understanding of the scripture, in the understanding of truth. There's a revelation that comes with this process. So in that time, I spent a lot of time to understand what was happening in my body. I spent a lot of time to understand what was happening in my mind, and also to not allow my mind to interpret what was happening in my body, but rather I stood out separate, where I could be a witness to what was going on in my body, and when my mind was trying to make sense of what was going on in my body. Once you're able to separate those two things, then healing becomes natural for you. However, you still have to go through the process. Now, one of the reasons why a lot of people suffer in this is because you want to change what is. That's when you add stress to the situation. The fact that you want to change something that is not in your power to change even makes it more painful, because now you want to jump into the future to not feel what you're going through. You want to do everything to distract yourself from the reality that this is your experience. I've never once told myself that I don't like this feeling. What I did, rather, I built a relationship with what I was experiencing. And in that relationship, I knew exactly what was going on. I understood, and I was able to experience the peace that was beneath the sensation that I was experiencing. Shalom.